Hello, welcome to Juan Valverde's Wiki Boxing's Hot Takes. So today we want to talk a little bit about what happened in the last few days between Canelo and Terence Crawford. Canelo calling out Crawford's resume and saying there's no elite boxers in his record. And Crawford pretty much saying, hey, Ricky Burns not elite, Victor Pistol not elite, and Canelo saying, who are they? Who are these guys, right? Even though he did know who they were, because he then mentioned that a guy beat up Pistol in the gym, right? So he didn't know. He was just trying to bully him, and unfortunately for Bud, he fell right into it. He didn't have anything to come back with. But again, being the way that the internet is, obviously people came out and pointed out a lot of things that are really interesting to talk about right here. And obviously I have a take here that I want to make sure that I share with you guys. So first of all, let's talk about Bud Crawford. So yes, Canelo is right. There really isn't an elite name in his record. Yes, Errol Spence might be the one that could be considered elite based on where he was in the pound for pound rankings at the time that they fought. But again, pound for pound rankings are very subjective. They're always based on what is available during the time that we have those rankings. And again, if we've been paying attention, the last 10 years haven't been exactly like Hall of Fame worthy pound for pounds. There's a lot of guys moving in and out. So really top heavy, top five, very, very weak lower five, right? So yeah, being in the pound for pound doesn't necessarily mean that you are automatically labeled elite. So I won't consider Spence an elite fighter, but just one notch below based on, the result we had when he fought Crawford. Then we have Victor Pistol, we have Sean Porter, we have Madrimov, we have Kavaluskas, we have Gamboa, we have Kell Brook. So there's a lot of names that are like close or at one point were very good. But if we really think about it, most of those guys are just good or very good or past their prime, right? In the case of Kell Brook. So yes, Terence Bud Crawford's record is a good record, but there's no elite fighters. But the same can be said of a lot of really good fighters out there right now, because that's the way things are. Now, the thing with Canelo has one of the most overrated records in my book. And I mean, I want to make it clear, overrated doesn't mean bad. It just means that it's just like overblown. Like people say it's so good when really it's good. It's very good, right? And when you point a finger at someone, five will come back and point at you. And Canelo's record really does lack, good elite wins. He does have 6 guys that I consider elite in terms of name, but they all have an asterisk there. And let's start with the first two, the obvious two: Floyd Mayweather, Dimitri Bivol. Both embarrassing, so we'll take them out. They don't count. He didn't beat them. He actually looked really bad against them. Then we have the next guy, Gennady Golovkin. Yes, the first 2 fights, the first one, he definitely lost. Most people agree. Second fight, most people agree that he also lost that one, but a lot of people say, well, I'm good. I'm not that, upset about it. I can give him that win. But again, there's also an asterisk there, age, right? Not in his best moment. So that one you have to kind of like figure, is that really an elite win or not? And the third fight, I won't even count. He was over 40 years old. Then we have Sergey Kovalev, a guy that I consider elite at least one point. But when he fought Canelo, there was like no rehydration clause. He was old. He was, almost knocked out in his previous fight. He was not the same guy. So that one I won't count as an elite win. Shane Mosley, 40 years old, not an elite win. And Miguel Cotto, not in his best moment too. He was already close to the third part of his career. So I won't count that as an elite win. So really, when you think about it, he has one elite win that is very questionable, and that's the second Gennady Golovkin fight, right? Now, who is the next batch of guys that he has that are really good? Well, we have Callum Smith. That win has grown really well as months and years pass. We have Erislan De Lara. We have Jaime Munguia, Austin Trout, BJ Saunders, those guys, and maybe Jamal Charlo. If you think about those 7 guys, the real, like I would say the highest quality opponent there is by far Erislandy Lara, right? And that fight is controversial. That's a close fight, right? A lot of people didn't agree with the decision. So his biggest win out of the second tier fighters he has is also questionable. Everybody else that I talked about is a good, it would be considered a very good win for any boxer. But in the end, how do those wins match up with Bud's guys that I mentioned? Not that far away, if you really think about it, right? They're pretty close. So yes, Canelo, I don't think your record is that different from Bud in a lot of ways. Yes, it has a lot of names with a lot of asterisks, and 2 of them just beat you up. They just beat you up, man. So really, when you think about it, they're not that far away. I think a win versus Crawford will be another asterisk for Canelo because it's a small fighter. But if Bud beats Canelo, the next time they talk, the bullying is going to go to another guy, right? So that's my take. Please comment, share, like, subscribe, and tell me what you think. Tell me what you think, because a lot of people have been active on this topic and everybody has an opinion, right? So see you later.